So, do you remember anything about this game?
Honestly, I'm gonna be so honest. No, I don't.
No? Okay, so we're just kind of
Yeah.
going into it fresh. All right.
Yeah.
Um, and this lobby was probably majority low silver, is that correct?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
Carried on the wind. You take a lot of damage, huh?
All right, so just for that first fight,
Mm-hmm.
let's watch
Mm-hmm.
that again and
Okay.
let me know if I want to look at positioning here and you let me
Okay.
know if you were to do this game again,
Mm-hmm.
would you
Mm-hmm.
go in a different spot at some point and let me
Okay.
know. Say, hey, like I have an idea. Maybe I would go this way here instead.
Okay.
So
Yeah, I probably would
here.
have flanked, yeah, right, instead of
Yeah,
going
go
left.
this way with your
Yeah.
Reaper. Right. Because who's the most aggressive person on your team right
My
now?
Reaper.
It's
Yeah.
your
My
Reaper.
Reaper. Mm-hmm.
Your Czar is the last to the fight because everybody else here has
Yeah.
like a little bit of mobility.
Yeah.
And so your Reaper is actually the very first person that their team sees, and he's essentially the front line here because he's
Okay.
looking at that Czar. So your junk isn't taking much aggro, not
Mm-hmm.
not nearly as much as your Reaper. So
Mm-hmm.
coming this way with him just right off the bat because you know he's going to be the most aggressive.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Also because your Moira just by
Is right
default,
there. Yeah.
she's usually going to want to play in your team a little bit more
Mm-hmm.
because think about how
Mm-hmm.
she heals, right? She does better when she's closer to people or in big
Yeah.
groups of people with her healing orb. And you do a little bit better when you're split from your team. So you might be enabling Reaper a good amount this game, to be honest.
Okay. Okay.
That's what it's looking like so far. We'll see how you play.
Okay.
Or how your team plays as well.
Okay.
You take a lot of damage, huh?
Okay, I think looks like Reaper wants to sort of make a similar play again, but
Mm-hmm.
he's probably not sure if he's going to get care if he does that.
Yeah. Okay.
So at this point you want to be rotating and
More that way. Okay.
mhm, like anticipate that he's going to want to go that way.
Okay.
Because what can Reaper do here? He can't
Pick off
do.
the back line.
Or he
Oh,
can't. He has
well,
no range, right?
yeah.
All of
Yes,
these heroes have better range than him. Literally all of them.
okay.
He wants to get close. Like he actually has to
Okay.
walk. Obviously he won't want to walk this way, right? He wants to go around
Yeah.
somewhere else and get like a closer angle. And so that's
Okay.
how you can help him.
Okay.
Obviously your Junkrat is gonna want to spam main. Your Czar is gonna look at their Czar.
Yeah.
So you're best equipped to go help
Just my Reaper, yeah.
your
Okay.
Reaper. Yep. See how interesting the bash and flank. See, that
See how
Bastion has a
yeah, yeah.
Kiri with him. See that?
Yeah. Yeah.
So he's actually kind of allowed to do this, whereas your Reaper wasn't. Obviously, you
Okay.
guys were already
Okay.
down one, so he
Yeah.
has more flexibility. Their Bastion has more flexibility, anyways. But it's the same idea where
Okay.
he's allowed to take this because he's got support.
Yeah. Gotcha. Okay.
That's unfortunate. You guys can't really engage now. You need to just make sure
Yeah.
your Reaper gets out. Cool.
Yeah, so you can see me like kind of struggling with position here and
So,
uncertain.
yeah, I can't say for certain whether you leaving would have discouraged your Reaper from doing this. I think if
Mm-hmm.
this is just him being oblivious and wanting to
Mm-hmm.
fight before the fight even starts, then that's
Mm-hmm.
probably just a mistake he's going to make anyways. But That's not on you.
Okay. Yeah, because sometimes it's like it's hard to get everyone to group up to go back in all together, and this is why majority of my games we are so staggered because we can't get everyone to do that. Like the Reaper, like you said, kind of doing its own thing there. It's hard. That's the main issue I kind of run into with being in this rank. So I just try to do what I can do, and then I spam that group up or fall back when I'm like, okay, we need to regroup. So
Well, if it's happening on your team,
yeah.
9 times out of 10, it's also happening on the enemy team.
Mm-hmm.
So how can you capitalize off that? Right? If this is something that's happening everywhere in silver,
Mm-hmm.
if you know that teams aren't going to group up,
Yeah.
that might be something to look out for to punish.
Okay.
Is after you've won a fight, look for stragglers. Look
Yeah.
for
Okay.
greedy teammates that are in places where they shouldn't be. Because
Oh,
they
that's totally happened. That's for
yeah.
sure happened.
So
Yeah.
it feels bad when it's on your team, but
Yeah.
you might not think of it as a misplay on their team because you're probably more likely thinking, oh, this is good for us. And then you start thinking about ults or you think, hey, that was
Yeah.
a nice shot. You're just thinking about how it applies to you and your team. And you're not
Yeah.
thinking like they made a mistake that was bad for their team. So
Yeah.
kind of like
Okay.
when you have a 8 and 12 DPS, it's the end of the world. But when the enemy has an 8 and 12 DPS, you don't notice it sometimes, you know? So
Yeah. That makes
it's
sense.
easy to like, so just a reminder is like, if you can find things that are really frustrating you in your own rank and you can find ways to punish that in the enemy team, because I guarantee you it's happening in the enemy team as well.
Okay.
That's really how you climb out of
Yeah.
low ranks, because low ranks is just filled with mistakes that are
Okay.
easily punishable. But because
Yeah.
both teams are making so many mistakes, a lot of mistakes are going unpunished.
Okay.
And so really all you have to do is to sit and wait for a mistake to be made and punish it. You can't make a mistake while you're punishing it, because then you'll get traded or you risk
Yeah.
getting traded. But if you wait, someone will make a mistake and you just have to punish it.
Okay.
So obviously as a support, you're seeing your teammates do this and you're frustrated. You can't
Yeah.
control this, but just
Yeah.
I don't know if that maybe helps with your mental when it comes to like, oh,
Okay.
my teammates suck. Like there is a way around it. There is.
Okay. Okay.
You guys aren't going to be able to re-engage in a fight any sooner. Now that's
Yeah.
bad. Now that's
Yeah.
bad. Your team
Yeah.
should have seen the two of you dying and immediately gotten out of there. If your Zar
Yeah.
dies here, that's really bad, because she's going to get her own wave spawn. I think that hit. Okay.
Yeah, I know.
Wait,
What's up?
what are you about to say? What do you know?
too many kunais. Not enough care on my teammates.
Who specifically?
Zarya.
Yeah. So you
Zarya.
just Suzu'd your Zar,
Yeah.
and if something is so critical that you need to Suzu someone,
Yeah.
like if it's worth a Suzu, it's probably also going to be worth healing afterwards, right?
Okay.
Unless it's like you're Suzuing for a split second for an ultimate or for a cleanse. You're Suzuing this person for a burst heal because they're crit.
Yeah.
It feels a bit lazy to throw a Suzu and then not heal afterwards. You know
Not
what I
heal?
mean?
Okay.
If you're gonna commit this cooldown, you got just keep healing. Just keep healing her.
Now,
So
could I have? See, this is where I get stuck. Like, should I have TP to her there and healed
I think you
with
walk.
that
I think you just
team
walk.
there?
I think
Okay.
you just walk because she's gonna walk to this mini room.
Okay.
Oh, or not. Actually, okay, if you're walking here and you, as you're walking, you know, okay, she's standing here, right? Because she's like,
Then I could
she's
TP.
probably
Okay.
peeking that. Yes, then
Yeah.
you could TP. If you just look at her through the wall while you're rotating, you'd be able to figure that out. So
Okay.
yeah, I think that is a good TP actually. Yeah, because then besides just healing up your Zara, which is like your first priority, what else can you do
Yeah.
here? Now that you're here,
Yeah.
what other things can we do?
Get a couple kunais in there.
You could. This might be a lot of spam for you.
Yeah,
You might
yeah.
not want to peek this necessarily, but you can
Yeah.
always just climb right back up and shoot from up here.
Okay.
If you want to stay, because if you and yours are, if she's taking a lot of damage, you could also
Yeah.
just stay here and help her.
Okay.
wherever she is shooting from, like if she's up here, then
Yeah.
maybe you shoot from here and you heal
Okay.
her. Shoot from here and
Okay.
heal her, just so it's a slightly different angle, right? You don't want to take spam that's meant for your Zar and vice versa. Make
Yeah.
them shoot
Okay.
at 2 different angles. Make them shoot here and there.
And there. Okay.
Yeah, we can think of our TP as like it's we're repositioning. We might have repositioned for one reason, but we can also use that TP for something else. We TP to heal our Zar, but while we're here, while we're at it, let's do this
Yeah.
other thing too.
Okay.
What's up?
Okay. Man, your Reaper dying before the fight starts. What do you think about that TPN?
Let me watch it one more time. I feel like it was an alright TPN.
Yeah, I think it's I think so too. How
Yeah.
come? What were you thinking here when you
Um,
TP'd in? What was your thought process?
That my Zar is full health. So it's a little safer.
You just said they're healthy. You're not here to heal. So if you're not here to heal them or save them or suzu them, what would be another reason that you TP in?
Help do some damage.
Okay, doing damage is is another reason. Just repositioning, right?
Okay.
Sometimes just using TP to move around.
Okay. Yeah.
As long as you know you're not going to need it again for a couple seconds. I would have preferred better cover usage because
Okay.
you are peeking kind of a lot of enemies. What are the chances of you get headshot by the Kiriko and
Yeah.
then, shot a little bit by the soldier or a helix rocket and
Yeah.
then you're just dead. So just, that's a little nitpick. This reposition though, like you can do so much more for your team. You can do
Yeah.
damage, you can heal them here even if they're not taking damage yet. This is a more comfortable position for you
Okay.
than where you were
Yeah.
before.
Yeah.
So I like
Okay.
this. I like this.
Okay.
But you guys were down your Reaper. So now
Yeah.
you're even. Now let's see what happens.
Okay.
You guys have a good spawn advantage. Your Reaper is back before their Bastion's going to be back.
Yeah.
All right.
I tried to use the bot thing
Yeah.
as a little bit of cover.
I
I just didn't want to leave my Zar.
I know you don't want to leave your Zar.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking if you knew your Moira, you had comms with her,
Yeah.
it could be worth mentioning, hey, can we switch spots?
Yeah.
Because what can she do from up here to that team?
Nothing.
And you
That's
can do
true.
this from up here, but even
Yeah.
better, right?
Yeah.
And you can
Yeah.
enable you can help your Sombra.
Yeah.
And you're just another angle to chuck kunais from. And Moira just does her job better, like in here with the Zar.
With Zar, yeah.
And she's closer if she wants to do a little sucky sucky. She's on
Yeah.
she's on a closer angle if she wants to peek that.
Yeah.
Oh God, I didn't even. Yeah, okay. There's a tank right there. But this Moira's gonna like these like tighter angles, this low ground on her tank. So, it's tough in ranked. You're just playing off your team right now, so this is fine. This is totally fine.
Yeah.
I do want to say, let's look at her bubbles. That's one thing you want to do is like, okay, if you're assigned to your tank, which you are right now, right? The only healer that can see your tank right now is you. So she's your job. You really don't want to suzu during her bubble. You want to suzu right when she loses her
After.
bubble.
Okay.
Yeah. When the bubble expires or breaks, that's when you want to suzu because their whole team is waiting for it to break. And there's going to be so much incoming damage the
damage,
second
yeah,
the
okay.
second it expires. And so
Yeah.
you're going to get like a super high value suzu then.
Uh-oh, they're pushing.
All right, you guys are down 1.
Let the Kitsune guide you.
Try to do that to save everybody. I don't. That was my thought in my mind.
Okay, let's watch it again. So this was to save everyone. What do you mean by that?
Just to like, since we were down someone, to keep the rest of us up because they were still engaging. Like,
You want to heal your team, right? You want it to be like a heal bot Kitsune kind of. However, think of the placement. So it's actually really more for you than it is for your team,
okay.
right? Because if you want to sit there and heal your team and give them lots of heals, then you want it to be in a place where you can use it. You are the highest priority in terms of who can use your Kitsune. It's not
Okay.
like you're doing a Kitsune visor and you really want to make sure that your soldier gets your Kitsune. It's not like that. This is not that type of Kitsune. At least
Yeah.
that was not your goal here. If that is your goal, you want to put this in a place where you can use it. And right now, you don't have good LOS of all your team because of the bot and stuff.
Yeah.
And you put it up pretty far forward, right in front of this ram. And as soon as he pops Nem form,
Yeah.
you have to get way back. You have to respect that, right?
Okay.
So you get
Okay.
you get potentially that you risk getting pushed out of your own Kitsune.
Yeah.
So a sort of heal bot Kitsune, generally you're gonna want to put a little further away, and you want to put it in a place where you are gonna be safe. Well, if it's a Kitsune where you want your team to use it, you want them to get their cooldowns back, you have a certain ultimate in mind, that's a different story, right? It's not just for
Okay.
you. But if your
Yeah.
goal is, I want to keep my team up here, we just need to keep the fight going,
Yeah.
then you want to put it in a place where you are able to use it.
Okay.
You don't want to get pushed
So
out of your own Kitsune just because you put it in too aggressive a spot.
okay. So I did it a little too more like too forward. So I should have did it more. Okay. That way, if we got pushed back, we would have still been in my Kitsune. Okay. Okay.
I will say, the timing of the Kitsune, I'm really glad you didn't match their Kitsune because that can be really tough. You guys did a pretty good job of just living through their Kitsune, with the exception of your Sombra. The rest of you guys are pretty healthy and you're chilling.
Let the Kitsune
And
guide
then
you.
once their team is all still in their Kitsune, you Kitsune, and so now they're in your Kitsune. And this guy is really up here. He's super up here. So I will say like the waiting for the Kitsune to end I did. I do think that is a good choice.
Okay. Yeah, because that's happened before where they popped off like at the same time and it's just like who's going to win the Kitsune fight.
It feels like a 50-50 kind of.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
feels pretty bad.
Be healed.
Wow.
Yeah.
He really did not want them to get out. Honestly, it's okay because you guys need some cart progress here, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that whole interaction felt kind of bad. Why? Why did that interaction? Why did this fight feel bad?
Bad positioning.
Bad positioning, right?
Yeah.
Where did you started here, which is kind of just right. You're in the fight. I know you're trying to push bot.
Yeah.
Your Moira's pushing bot. If you were to go somewhere else, she would still push it. So where else besides right here do you think you could go right now?
Definitely up that left side.
Right here?
Yep.
Yeah. I like this.
Yeah.
You can see what's going on, who's coming from spawn. You just killed 3. Your Reaper just killed 3. So there's 3 coming back from spawn soon, on their own wave respawn. If you aren't getting shot at by them yet, you can shoot at this guy.
Okay.
And when you're up high, it's a little easier to hit headshots. Kind of.
Yeah.
It's a little harder with projectile, like mechanically, but like physically, his head hitbox covers more of his body hitbox. So this is pretty good. What's the Ram gonna do? He can't shield you off. He can't shield off someone who's above him, right? He's gotta pop Nem for him and try and skedaddle.
Yeah.
He's actually trolling doing this when his
Yeah.
team's all the way back there.
Okay.
This is a good mistake to punish.
Yeah.
As long as you're not
'Cause
putting yourself in a place to be punished,
Yeah.
right?
Because eventually I think, if I remember correctly, I think they start staggering, and then that gave us the advantage.
So see, it happened on your team, it happened on your side, and now it's happening on their
Yeah.
side. So that's
Yeah.
how you guys come back. That's good.
Yeah.
If you were up there, you would have
Yeah.
never gotten Suzu or TP forced. You would have both
Yeah.
cooldowns still, and you might be
Yeah.
able to help your Sombra.
Yeah.
Maybe shoot at that ram still. If
Yeah.
you could even like deepen up here, start poking at this stuff, and then if you're like, ooh, I don't like it here, then
Then
you can TP
TP.
out.
Okay.
You don't really have awesome TP options like these two.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
great. Ideally, your Moira would be here
More
because
safe.
she doesn't want to be taking damage from all those people.
Yeah.
But the main idea is you start further away from your team and then you TP back to your team when you don't like it anymore.
Okay.
But you knew that, right? You're looking back at this and you're like, I'm liking that left side height, and I agree with you. I agree with you. Whoa. Okay, Moira.
Yeah, this was scary right here.
Don't even look at your Zar. Don't even look at her. Turn around, run. She's dead.
Yeah. That's why I feel bad, because sometimes I just get out because I know, like, there's just no winning. Like,
right here, this
it's
TP,
either
this TP to your Reaper is a TP out. You TP to him. The second you get here,
go that way.
we are going this way. You say, Reaper, turn your ass around. We are leaving.
Yeah, he wasn't gonna listen.
Well, at the very
That
least, one
Reaper
less
wasn't
person to get the enemy ult charge.
Yeah. Oh, this was scary right here.
You would have gotten out. You would have gotten out alive.
Yeah.
If you hadn't turned to help your Zar.
Okay.
So, that is just a judgment call you are allowed to make, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Your Zar is gonna die anyways.
Yeah.
It's the end of the fight. She got Bastion ulted. She has no bubbles. So like we know she has no bubbles. She's crit.
Yeah.
Let her die.
I was gonna say sometimes there's just no saving.
So what do you think about that play?
It's not the best play, but I was trying to be a bit aggressive.
Okay.
First off, trying to save my Sombra.
Trying to save your Sombra. Okay.
Yeah.
So when we use cooldowns on our really mobile heroes, like our Sombras, our Reapers, our Genjis, our Tracers, we have to know that they have used their mobility first.
Yeah.
So that's something to keep in mind, right? Because we don't want to TP and then they leave us, or we don't want to Suzu and miss it because they dashed out.
Yeah. Okay.
However, you saw your Sombra just TP'd, critical, and she's still taking damage.
Yeah.
This is scary. I think
in
another world, you TP, you Suzu, and she's dead, and you're dead
Yeah.
because of this. At the same time,
it was really risky.
You helping her here is like, she does need help. She really does. So, I could see it going both ways. I'd really ideally like to know what else is going on. Is she fighting one person or two people or three people? If it's one, I think the TP Suzu play is fine. Worst case scenario, you trade out.
Yeah.
I think, well, worst case scenario, you die, but I don't think that's very likely. This.
Yeah, it was risky. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
it's pretty risky.
It's a risky,
However, one thing about Kiriko that is nice is any time you've got all of this sort of architecture around you, and you know where she was, right? You knew she was under bridge when she TP'd. She was, or when you TP'd, she was like here.
Yeah.
you know that all of this is around here, which means
Yeah.
if you TP in Suzu and immediately wall climb, and then you're up
Okay.
here and you can support her
Okay.
from up here, that could be an option. Because you
Okay.
Suzu the ground, that means like for the first half of your wall climb, you're still going to be invulnerable,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
So this is
Yeah.
actually this is not it's not so bad because of where it is
Mhm.
on the map. Now, if you were
Mhm.
TPing to someone who, God, I don't even know, like a really open space where there's just nothing to
Yeah.
climb, that's a different
Yeah.
story. Like right here, you don't
Okay.
really have anything to climb to keep you
Yeah.
safe. This though, this is pretty good.
Okay.
So, I agree. Very risky, but
Yeah.
there
Very
is a
risky.
way to sort of minimize your risk if you're going to make this play.
Mhm.
So,
Mhm.
um,
Okay.
the wall climbing immediately after TPing
Mhm.
is honestly a pretty good habit.
Okay.
Keeping in
That's
mind
something
wherever
I
your
can
nearest wall
definitely
is
work
when you
on.
TP. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
think about it. Kiri really likes to be away from her teammates. She
Yeah.
doesn't want to be stacked on her teammates.
Okay.
But you need to TP to a teammate. That's the ironic part, right? She's not like a Mercy where she can redirect. Like she has to TP directly on
Yeah.
top of a teammate. And so your first reaction after you TP on top of a teammate is like, ugh, get away from me.
Mhm.
I need to move, right? I need to get to a
Mhm.
slightly different angle from you. And
Yeah.
climbing is often a pretty easy way to do that.
Okay.
Blaming the robot.
This was just an aim moment. If
Yeah.
you aimed at your Zar, I
Yeah.
don't think you hit any of these papers on her. Does she still die maybe?
Thank me later.
Yeah, I got aggressive there, and I'm gonna be honest, I was being greedy.
I agree.
So.
Because let's see how low
Yeah.
these two got. With I think his pummel's like 60 or 70 per.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it got a little scary there.
Yeah.
I think one less kunai or two less kunais to throw a clip, and then
Okay.
you can keep shooting.
Okay. Yeah, I gotta stop being sometimes I get greedy and
Group up with me.
but I've gotten a lot better since you gave me that tip to just throw a certain amount of kunais and heal. So
Oh yeah, like don't let yourself throw a bunch of kunais in a row.
yes,
Right?
yes.
You throw like 4, and then you're like,
Yeah.
Just
So I've been
anyone needs healing
checking.
right now?
Yeah.
That's good.
Konnichiwa.
I'm glad
Yeah.
that's helped.
Yeah.
Sometimes you'll do that, and then you'll realize you're allowed to throw 10 more kunais because no
Yeah.
one really needs your help.
Yeah.
And sometimes you can only throw 2 kunais
Yeah.
between every heal.
Yeah. Yeah. Our Reaper got a
Oh,
fat
yeah.
ult right there.
Well, let's look at why. Why did he get that? Sorry, we were actually just yapping. Where else could you play right here, you think?
The left side.
I agree. I think this
Yeah.
has
I
luck.
always forget about the height. Like
You can shoot
I
at their
forget that I
backline.
can wall climb and get some height and
Yeah, even if
it's-
this weren't just height, right?
Yeah.
Imagine this is just like low ground. The reason we
Yeah.
don't love this low ground here is because you have no LOS of your team. The nice part about
Yeah.
height is you can see
I can see.
both
Yeah.
at once,
Yeah.
right? It's like 2 steps and then 2
Yeah.
steps to get to their back line for free.
Yeah.
2 steps to
Yeah.
see their front line and another 2 steps to see your team. So
Yeah.
that's
Okay.
obviously why we like this. But if this just even this the idea of being on an angle, right?
Yeah.
You can see
Yeah.
more. Even maybe something like this if you knew for a fact. If like let's say I had an Ash up here,
Yeah.
even you
I
could
could
do
get a
something
little
that's
closer.
even a little riskier, closer, and you have a
Okay.
higher chance of hitting those shots. You just know that you have a TP out. But You don't
Okay.
actually have a TP out here, so this would probably be a better choice up here.
Okay.
Yeah, when you're playing on this map, I think this is actually a really nice spot for you. And you have a
Okay.
little health pack here.
Okay.
Kiri's not really good at
Definitely
staying
try
at
that. Yeah.
one spot. It's staying in one
Yeah.
spot for too long, right? She
Yeah.
doesn't have 250, she has 225 HP. And
Yeah.
her way of living is to get out. So
Yeah.
this mini is actually really good for her.
Yeah. Okay.
Damn it.
Like he just went for it.
Yeah, I will be honest, I don't know how that. I don't know. They just had all used their cooldowns apparently, and I don't know. Good for him, I guess. All right,
Yeah.
let's see. I think again, you go on this height,
Yeah.
right? And then
Yeah.
you can see that they swapped hog. You
I
can.
think I might. I think I
You go up here.
might hear.
Ooh, okay.
I think I might. I can't remember.
Let's see.
I don't. Okay.
Yeah, why? This feels bad. Like, this feels
Yeah.
so
No,
uncomfortable.
and in my head, I said I don't like that. I did not like that. Like
You're
we were
like,
too huddled
ooh. You're
together.
like, ooh, I
Yeah.
hate this. I hate this.
Yeah.
And sometimes,
That's why I try to get out.
yeah, and sometimes I'll be frustrated when my team is playing really close
Yeah.
together.
Yeah.
But then at the same point, at the same time, I'll be like,
Mhm.
this is my fault because I'm
Yeah.
here in the first place.
Yeah.
So,
No, I literally like that part. I was like, no, I need to get out of this. I don't like. And then Bastion was ulting. I said, nope, we gotta get away from each other.
right. So your team, for whatever reason, has 5 people under here pushing this bot.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you don't need to go here. You don't need to go here. Let's say you started this fight up here,
Yeah.
and you have just now you can shoot at this Kiri. You can
Yeah.
shoot at any of these people up here, and then
Yeah.
if you get forced out, you can TP to the person who is the furthest from the fight,
For
who would be
this.
your
Okay.
Reaper, right? And
Yeah.
then you can play around here,
Yeah.
and then just go right back to
Okay.
it. So, obviously, when you TP to your Reaper and the other 4 team members are that close together, it's still gonna feel
Yeah.
bad. Like sometimes you're
Yeah.
just gonna have like this is just gonna happen sometimes,
Yeah.
especially in low ranks.
Mhm.
The good news is as you climb, people don't play like this as much, so you
Okay.
usually have more spread out TP options.
Base. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Kitsune got you.
Yeah, I got green. And then I die here. I thought I grabbed the
Oh.
pack and I
Oh,
I thought I grabbed it and I did
yeah,
not.
it must have not been there. Or you just
I
weren't
was
far
so
enough back.
no,
Oh,
I was so close to it.
Yeah, Bastion just hurt. So
Yeah.
I think one small adjustment you could have made
Yeah.
to that Kitsune.
Okay.
Let's look at it.
Okay.
Kitsune got
Okay,
you.
where do you start this Kitsune? It's right here, and you're going
Yeah.
this direction.
Yeah.
And then you start playing like up here, up in your Kitsune, right?
Okay.
And
Yeah.
you could get shot. You could get hooked by this guy.
Yeah.
You could get shot by the people up here. All the people up here. This
Yeah.
is not so great. And then
Yeah.
your TP can get forced pretty easily. And you don't really have any safe TP options, right?
Yeah.
Your other healer here is Moira, and she's even further in it, right?
Yeah.
What if we did a slightly different Kitsune? Do you have any other ideas? Perhaps. Same timing, just maybe
Yeah.
a different spot. What would be a different
Like
spot if
more
we wanted to Kitsune at this very moment?
should I did it the other direction or more straight? Like
I'm I think if you're just doing it towards your team, it's fine.
Oh yeah.
Let's think about different starting positions we could use.
Okay.
Something like this would be really
Okay.
safe for you, or this, and then you have the
Okay.
mega. So this could also be an option for you. Now, if you
Okay.
start the Kitsune back here, and then you still just
So
walk forward into the open and
yeah.
use your Kitsune, there's still the same problem still comes
Okay.
up. So
So
you do actually need to use the cover that you Kitsune
okay.
around, but
Okay.
that's like, I think that would be safer for you,
Okay.
right?
So not in the like be more mindful of like not being in the open, like use more cover.
Yeah, a Kitsune that anyone on your team can use cover in, they're going to
Yeah.
prefer, but especially
Okay.
you,
Okay.
because you can't control, you know, where they are in any given moment, but you can control where
Yeah.
you are when you place the
Yeah.
Kitsune, right?
Okay. And
This
right
would
now
be
I'm two in the
a
open.
little more awkward because this is just such a tight angle and you don't want
Yeah.
to play this close to hog. So
Okay.
if you know the fight were a little further back, this could be good.
Maybe. Okay.
But I think that's just a bit too far forward. So
Okay.
yeah, same time, just like let's look for cover to do it around.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
What about that? What about that TP? What do we think about that TP?
Yeah. Bad.
Bad? How come?
It was bad. Because it's in the middle of the fight.
Double kill.
Yeah. Sometimes I just TP to TP
You're just clicking
without
buttons.
without
Stand-
thinking of like, why am I doing this? And
Yeah.
then, you know, I get punished for it, and
You die here?
majority of the time I do die. I don't die here, but like in other games.
You
Yeah.
do die because you die because of that. Because if you,
I'm with you.
I guess you got TP back, but like you could have TP'd as soon as you took a lot of that damage from Bastion if you had it, but you don't have it right now.
Yeah.
Not that you have fantastic TP options, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Double kill.
But yeah, just back up and play around this little cover behind you and
Yeah.
this mega.
Okay.
That's all.
Okay.
Just do
Okay.
this whole fight from back here. You can do the exact same thing,
Okay.
right? You can literally see all the same people. There's just that tree. Okay, you can't see the Sombra, but that's your Moira's got her.
Okay. I could definitely work on that.
If you play more closely to cover in fights like this, you are so much harder to kill, and you're gonna win so many more fights.
Okay.
And it's gonna win you
Time
it's
to
gonna
come out
win
of my
you whole
cave.
games because of it.
Okay.
Because when they see a Kiri that's out in the open when she doesn't need to be, especially someone like Bastion, he can just kill you really quickly. He doesn't need to headshot.
Sometimes I forget how squishy I am. And I just gotta be more mindful of that.
I like this. I like this. I like that.
Yeah,
okay?
I like slowly start backing up just in case.
I liked this spot. I liked this spot, right? This is a bit awkward. There isn't really a good angle for you to take, unfortunately, right now. You
Yeah.
kind of just have to like brute force it with your team.
Yeah.
Unless like you are with a DPS and you guys are doing something crazy, but that's
Yeah.
really not something you can do on your own.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna play in your team like this, yep.
Okay.
Play in a place where you aren't gonna take unnecessary damage. And
Yeah.
this is fine too. Oh, you got walled off. Fun
And I
fact.
couldn't climb here.
Fun fact about Maywall. So any sort of curved surface like this, see how it's like curved, the cross section is like a bunch of circles. It's actually like polygons in the
Yeah.
game. And so when something is really curved like this, the game registers it as different walls.
Oh my goodness.
Right? So it registers it as, instead of like one like curved wall, it's like a
multiple?
bunch of
Okay.
yeah. There's like
Okay.
one in the middle and then like maybe two on the sides, or like
Mm-hmm.
4 on the sides. And so that's why climbing in between these, like where there are cracks, is so bad because the game thinks you're on this
Okay.
side. Oh, wait, no, you're on this side. And then you can't climb onto different walls, right? It kicks you out.
Okay.
So in order
Yeah.
to climb on a May wall, just climb the center of a pillar. Be
Okay.
very careful
That's
to
why.
only climb the center of the pillar because that's just the flattest spot.
Okay. Good to know. Because
Any sort
I
of
was
curved
so
stuff.
frustrated. Okay.
Yeah, May walls are super, super, super picky with wall climb, and
Okay.
yeah,
That's
I
good to
think
know.
it's been like that for a long time,
Okay.
and probably will be like that forever.
Yeah. Good to know. Good to know.
Yeah. I mean, I like the instinct to climb over it, right? You're on
Yeah.
Kiriko, climb over, easy.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I know. I'm
let's
so out in
see.
the open.
Where else could you go? Let's think of another spot.
Honestly, I feel like to the right behind that little wall behind me.
Like,
Or
to
there?
the. I think this
Like
is
I
a bit.
go
I think this is a bit
too
far.
far. Okay.
Yeah, because you're still pushing bot. Your team's trying to like push bot up here.
That's true.
And this,
Yeah.
yes, it is
Okay.
far up. But if you can manage to like cut off pieces of the pie and only
Yeah.
peek one person, shoot
Yeah.
at them, and then turn around and TP out.
TP.
And
Okay.
then worst case, you can drop if you,
Okay.
yeah. This feels really scary and aggressive because you're in the front,
Yeah.
right? But you're not in the front like this. Hi, I'm looking at 5 people. I'm taking damage from 5 people.
Yeah.
Ideally, if you're here, you want to look at one. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to look at one person. Let's see if we can
Yeah.
just only look at this bastion. Come here. Poke at squishies. You don't like it, you get out.
Okay.
Right? Obviously, just based on where everyone is right now, you'd probably just look at the bastion or the Maga, not
Okay.
the whole team.
Not them. Okay.
If your team were pushed up a little bit more, this could work as well. The unfortunate part about this is like you cannot see your team
Yeah.
on this angle. So this would be too aggressive. This, at least here, it's so easy to see everything as if you just turn your camera a
Yeah.
little. So,
Okay.
just, you want to build some ults. You're not doing anything here that your team, like you're not taking any space up here that your team isn't already taking.
You take a lot of damage, huh?
She got her right when she came out of fade. She faded into that. Moira, no! She was okay. She didn't need that suzu. Uh-oh.
Okay.
Uh-oh, you went back in. Don't go back in. You and Zarya just try and leave through here. She's healthy.
Okay.
I think you guys get out here.
Yeah. I think I was trying to leave, but I just went the incorrect way.
Oh.
I didn't want to go this way.
So you guys
And-
this guy, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So next time that happened, if you were trying to go this way, remember that you
Go
do
that
have
way.
this option
Yeah.
as well.
Okay.
And this
Yeah.
goes like directly to here. So that would have been
Okay.
a bit quicker for you.
Okay.
It's possible they still chase you down because they do have Juno speed.
Let's
But
get back
that
Yeah.
was probably your best bet of getting out there.
2 minutes remain.
Yeah. I get chased down a lot. Like, even when I'm so far away, I'm like, really?
Feels like sewing, huh? Just got made.
No, I just did that. And
Just in
sometimes I
case.
just in case, yeah.
Well, he actually didn't need it during his
Yeah.
spin. He just got Maga stomped. So it's fine, but you guys won the fight.
It's only a game. Why do you have to be mad? Привет, It's
But yeah, I don't think you needed to TP or Suzu there.
Okay.
Forward spawn activated.
But you agree with that.
Like a gentle rain.
He hurts. he really hurts
Mhm.
if he
Mhm.
stomps on you like that. So just
Mhm.
keep that in mind. It's
Mhm.
not gonna one shot you like a Rhine pin, but
Mhm.
I'd like you to treat it like a Rhine pin,
Okay.
like because it stuns you for so long afterwards.
Yeah.
It's almost as good as a
Kitsune
one shot
got
if
you.
he's got some backup.
Yeah.
Okay, let's look at this Kitsune.
Let the Kitsune guide you.
What do we think?
It's too far up.
Too far up? Okay.
I was hoping it could be used to push the enemy team
I
back.
was like, where did you get naded from? Mama and Anna
Yeah.
behind you. Holy smokes. Okay.
Oh, she
So
flanked.
too far forward, right?
Yeah.
Um
Yeah. I was
wh-
hoping it would push them all kind of back. You know,
2-minute warning.
kind of use it like as an intimidation tactic
Let the
sometimes.
Kitsune guide you.
okay, I see.
Yeah.
The another reason besides the location, another
Mhm.
reason your team wouldn't want to use this is that
Mhm.
Bastion.
Okay.
He can make your Kitsune completely useless with that,
Okay. Okay.
right? Because you don't want to walk into this Kitsune with him there. No one
Yeah.
does.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's another thing to look at. You see him in form, and you should
Yeah.
say, let me wait till he's out of that. Let me back up a
Okay.
little bit, and then I'm a Kitsune.
Okay. Okay. And that's just some things where I'm not, how do I word this? Like it's not in my mind. Like I'm not thinking about that, which is that's why I feel like sometimes I'm stuck in the low rank because I'm not thinking about everything going around me. Like I need to be more aware of all my surroundings, not just my team. But like with the like you said, the Bastion, like that wouldn't even cross my mind there, and that's why I Kitsune like
Mm-hmm.
because I'm not paying attention to the turreted Bastion. Like I need to be more aware of those things,
Well, that will
so I can
come with time.
make so I
So
can make more better judgment calls when it comes to like using my Kitsune or like I don't know, just making sure like we can win that fight. You know what I mean? So
yeah, so that'll come with time. So
yeah.
that's what we VOD review like this. So
Mhm.
one at a time, we're like
Mhm.
adding
New
things into
information.
your
Yeah.
sort of short-term memory until you go in a
Yeah.
game and you see a
Mhm.
Bastion in turret form and you have Kitsune and you think,
Mhm.
we just
I
talked
should
about
win.
this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna wait until he's out of turret and then
Yeah.
I'm gonna Kitsune.
Okay.
Or something else that we just talked about.
Mhm.
You're gonna see it in game again, or maybe
Mhm.
something about this map specifically. I don't know, something that you can apply, and then when you practice it in game like that,
Mhm.
that's
Mhm.
how it's gonna be cemented in your long-term
Okay.
memory, in your habits, in the stuff that you don't have to think about it anymore. It's just gonna be
Yeah.
automatic. So that's how we do it. We
Yeah.
just have to add one thing at a time, and it takes a long time because there are a lot of things to add.
Yeah. It's a
So
lot.
so it'll come with time. So we just got to look at one thing at a time, practice one thing at a time.
This ends now. 60 seconds. Viable progress.
I think we're outnumbered.
Yeah, this is where I use that route to get I was so
Good.
scared here. I was so scared.
You're fine. You're
Yeah.
totally fine. Some habits to consider.
Yeah.
Kitsuneing from a spot where you can safely use it. Right?
Okay.
You cannot 100% guarantee that other teammates are going to be able to use it safely.
Yeah.
But you can choose where you're going to start the Kitsune.
Yeah.
Even if it's got like the same sort of direction or like ending destination so your team can use it, just put it in a
Yeah.
spot that is really good for you.
Okay.
If you'd like to sit there and heal bot and spam, if
Yeah.
that's how you want to use that Kitsune, then that's what you
Yeah.
want to prioritize. A good starting
Okay.
location for that. Another thing is immediately after TPing to someone, start thinking about how you're repositioning. Because if you've TP'd
Okay.
into someone, especially if they're actively taking damage, if there's a wall nearby, usually it's a better play. Or it's a good play to climb the wall if there's not, someone on height. It's
Yeah.
even more dangerous. Um,
I feel like those are the major ones.
mhm.
I feel like, I mean, my suzuing it's getting a little better, but obviously I'm still working on the timing of that. Um,
I think you suzu a lot more unnecessarily. You
okay.
don't greet it too bad. It's not like you die with suzu because you just didn't use it, or
Yeah.
you're letting a teammate die because you're hanging on to suzu too long. It's not that that's
Yeah.
happening. You are using it a bit early though. So
Mm-hmm.
as you climb, that will get punished
Okay.
more often.
Okay.
Is if they don't earn that suzu from you, right? If
Yeah.
they get you down to 50 HP or 100 HP and then you suzu, or they
Mm-hmm.
put a lot of cooldowns into your tank and then you suzu it, they've earned
Mm-hmm.
it, right? But if you suzu before you really need to, you're giving them
Mm-hmm.
more value. You're giving the enemy team more value than they deserve, than they earned from you.
Okay.
And
Okay.
then they get to turn around and be like, ah, awesome, Kiri no suzu. Now I'm going to chuck this nade.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to go
Yeah.
pulse their Ana. Now I'm going to yada, yada,
Yeah.
yada because I know she doesn't have it. You got to make them work for it a
Yeah.
little more.
Yeah. Which
Um,
especially with the Ana grenades, I hold on to Zuzu a little more because I know I'm gonna need it to cleanse that.
that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
Sweet. Okay. Good
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
Good stuff.